Welcome everyone, my name is Megan Bellows and I'm going to show you the payment processes using an integrated processor in Acumatica. Like Michelle said, we're going to cover a few different scenarios as we go through. I will start with prepayment or deposit on order using a credit card. So we're going to just create a new sales order. Someone calls in, I'm the customer service rep that's taking the order and entering it into Acumatica. So I open a new order, I choose my customer, I add the items that the customer wants to order, and then I will cover the payment information that they will take over the phone. In this scenario, we're going to review adding a payment that we already have a card on file in the system. So if you'll notice, I also have a customer that is set up to require a prepayment. So you can take a prepayment on any order, but there is a capability in the system to set up customers to require that at any different percentage. So we'll take a look also at the financial information for the prepayment is listed here on this tab. So I need a 50% prepayment in the amount of $369.73. And here's that credit card information that we already have on file in Acumatica that's encrypted, stored in Acumatica encrypted, that's been entered for the processor. You can override here and update what needs to be paid on this in order to process the invoice or process the order, sorry. So we're going to go ahead and take that 50% prepayment. And like I mentioned, in this scenario, we're going to use a card that we already have on file, and that could also be bank routing information to pull an ACH payment. We can also enter a new card or ACH information. And then there's the click to pay option where that card or bank account information is not taken into Acumatica, but the customer is going to enter it directly in the APS portal. So you have all three of those different options of how to store and collect this payment information, either on the sales order or prepayment or a payment on an existing invoice. And we'll cover all three of those as we go through the demonstration today. Okay, so we have our order. We're going to create a prepayment. And when using the prepayment option, the payment is going to actually be recorded in a separate GL account from your regular payments on invoices so that you can see that one is in fact on a sales order or an early payment and one is on an invoice. So it's going to default our full amount. We're going to change that to the $369.73 partial payment that's required, 50% prepayment. And it's, like I said, pulled in the default credit card that the customer wants us to use that we have on file. Then here we have the option at the sales order to either authorize the card and not actually capture that payment immediately and then come back later and capture. We're going to go ahead and just capture it and charge the card for that 50% prepayment. So that's going to create a prepayment separate transaction in Acumatica and link it back to the sales order that we entered it on. And so here we have that prepayment that has been added and linked to the sales order. And we can see details of payments that have been made on the right. And just quickly, I'm going to drill into that payment record to show you the GL journal, for those of you accounting minds out there. And we can take a look at the journal batch that shows the customer deposit account being hit instead of receivables. Okay, so back to our order. We also want to take a look at the customer records. If I drill into our active staffing customer, we'll see at the very top we have some balance information. So there's our prepayment that does show in a separate section as well that it is not a payment on invoice, but a prepayment on an order. Okay, so now you'll notice our status is open because we have received that 50% required prepayment. And now I can go ahead and process this. So I'm just going to do everything at once. It's going to go to the warehouse. be picked, be shipped, and then the invoice is created. Okay, so if we come into our 9548, and this is a good example, so they are on credit hold, but we're going to go ahead and release them because they want to make a payment. Okay, so now this is after the fact. Now I'm the AR representative that is taking payments on invoice. The invoice would be released. Actually, I want to take a look at the prepayment. So we entered the prepayment on a sales order, but as it goes through the process and becomes an invoice, we still see that same prepayment linked. And as soon as I complete the invoice, it is going to apply that prepayment, and it's going to show my balance of the other 50%. You'll notice here in the bottom grid that the prepayment record is now closed. So the system has done all of the application for us based on our regular process through the order shipment and completion.